Hello students, welcome to the online classes of Modi Public School. Today we will start with the chapter of Social Science for class 7th. The chapter that we are going to take today is Chapter 1 of Civics, that is on Equality. In this chapter we will study about equality, universal adult franchise, types of inequality, dignity, equality in Indian democracy, provisions in Indian constitution, ways in which government has tried to implement equality, midday meal scheme, issues of equality in other democracies, and challenge of democracy. Now, equality. What is equality? Equality, the term equality in Hindi means samanta, which means that everybody in a country, in a society is equal. Equality is a key feature of democracy and it influences all aspects of its functioning. Children, in class 6 also you have studied about equality, you have studied about the key elements of democracy, and remember, equality is one of them. So it is the main aspect of democracy and it influences the entire functioning of democracy. Now we come to yet another term used in democracy, which is universal adult franchise. Children, this also you have studied in class 6th. Remember, universal adult franchise means that all the adults who are 18 years of age and above have the right to vote irrespective of their social or economic backgrounds, caste, creed, religion, or sex. What does this mean? This means that all the people, irrespective of their caste, color, creed, or gender, have one vote. In a democratic country like India, all the adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much education they have had, what caste they are, whether they are rich or poor, all are allowed to vote. And this is called universal adult franchise. The idea of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of equality, because it makes the citizens of a country, of a democratic country, equal. Everybody has one vote. So it is based on the idea of equality. Now see this picture. What is shown in the picture? That many people, irrespective of their caste, age, sex, education, their social background, they are standing in a line and one woman is casting her vote. Children, now we will study about types of inequalities. You must be imagining that we were talking about equality and now why ma'am is telling us about types of inequalities. Actually, equality is a key term of democracy and it is a key term for our democratic society, but still it does not ensure equality for all the people of a country. Universal adult franchise gives political equality to the citizens of a country, which means that everybody has the right to vote, but inequalities exist in a society on other terms. It does not ensure, universal adult franchise does not ensure social and economic equality. So there exists a number of inequalities in our society based on different criterias, like there is inequality on the basis of poverty, on the basis of caste system, on the basis of religion, on the basis of education, and on the basis of gender or sex. We will study about each one of them individually. Okay students, now we will study the inequality on the basis of poverty. Poverty means the state of being poor. All around us, we see this inequality in our society. In our society, everyone is not equal in economic status. Some people are very rich, some people are rich, some people are poor, and some people are very poor. So we can easily understand that everybody is not equal in the society. We will understand it more clearly with the help of a story, and which I'm going to tell you. This is the story of Kanta. Kanta, who is a poor woman. Kanta is a poor woman who works as a domestic maid at Mr. Ashok Jain's house, who is an industrialist. On the election day, when she was standing in the line to cast her vote, she saw Mr. Ashok Jain also standing in the same line. She felt excited and very happy to vote, as she understands that everybody is equal and each one of them has one vote. But as her day goes on, Kanta became unsure of this inequality, of this equality. Her daughter was suffering from fever, but she could not take day off from her work, as she has to borrow some money from her employers to take her daughter to the doctor. So she promised her daughter that she will take her to the doctor in the evening. Now she worked hard the whole day at Mr. Ashok Jain's house, and while returning, she borrowed some money from Mrs. Jain. In the evening, when she returned back with some money, she was very tired from the whole day's work. But still, she has to take her daughter to the doctor. So she stood in a long line at the government hospital. She wonders that her day begins with a line and is also ending in a line. But this line is very different from the one in the morning, because most of the people standing in it are poor. She imagined whether Jain Sahab and Jain Madam will stand in such a line ever. So this story shows the condition of poor people who have to suffer a lot because of their poverty in their daily lives. I hope you have understood that inequality exists in the society on the basis of their economic status, or we can say poverty. Now we will study about one of the more common forms of inequality in our country, and that is casteism or caste system. We all have studied in class 6 that in earlier times our society was divided into 4 varnas. That is, the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. Later, this Varna system took the ugly form of caste system, where Shudras were considered to be a lower caste or untouchables. They often used to address themselves as Dalit, which means broken, showing how badly they were discriminated on the basis of their caste. So now we will understand the harshness of this discrimination, which is based on caste, through a story. This story is about a Dalit child, Om Prakash Valmiki. Om Prakash Valmiki was a famous Dalit writer, and in his autobiography, which is named as Juthan, he wrote about the discrimination which he had to suffer during his school days. What happened to him? He wrote in his autobiography that in the school he had to sit away from the others in the class, and that too on the floor. He was not given any mat to sit on. He had to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes he would be beaten without any reason. Sometimes, or we can say very often, Om Prakash was asked to sweep the school as well as the playground. The school and the playground, which were very big, had to be cleaned by Om Prakash. The other children in his class used to study while he swept the school and the playground. The discrimination was so harsh that he was not allowed to get a drink of water during that time. He used to sweep the whole day from the doors and windows of the school rooms. The teachers, the students, and the headmaster used to keep an eye on him. This continued for a long time until one day his father, who happened to be passing by the school, saw his son sweeping the school. He got very angry and confronted the teachers and then took him away while holding his hand. So, this is the story of Om Prakash Valmiki. I hope you would have understood that in our society, inequality is very common on the basis of caste. That too, more in villages as compared to the cities. Students, another form of inequality that we see in our society is based on religion. Our country is a secular country, which means that all the people in our country are free to practice the religion of their own choice. They are not bound to follow or propagate any particular religion. So, people of many religions live in our country together. Let's take another story to understand this form of inequality. This is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, who came to a particular city and were looking to rent an apartment in the city. They had the money and therefore paying rent was not a problem. So they went to a property dealer for help to find a place. Now the property dealer took them to an apartment. The Ansaris liked it very much, but when the landlady heard their names, she made an excuse for not giving the apartment to them on rent. They were very surprised, but what can they do? They moved to another apartment, and then the second, the third, the fourth, and they go on searching for the apartment for very long. But the Ansaris could not get any apartment on rent, and everywhere some or the other excuse were made when the landlords used to hear their names. They make some or the other excuses. Now, in the end, the property dealer told them that they might have to change their names and call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Kumar if they want an apartment in this city. The Ansaris were very reluctant to do this and they decided that they will look for some more. In the end, finally, they were able to get an apartment, but it took them a long time to get such a landlord who was willing to give them a place on rent. So you can understand by this that because they belong to a particular religion, they were not able to get the rent in the particular society. So this is the type of inequality which is prevalent in our society and is based on religion. By now, you have understood that there exist many forms of inequalities in our society on the basis of caste, religion, the economic background, whether we are male or female, whether we are educated or uneducated. These are the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. Now, yet another term is important with inequality, and that is dignity. Dignity refers to the thinking of oneself and other persons as worthy of respect, which means considering ourselves as worthy of respect means dignifying yourself, that you are having some dignity. So when persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated, like the dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris was violated because of the way in which they were treated. Om Prakash Valmiki's schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity by making him sweep the school and the playground, and by making him feel as if he was less than others in the school. Similarly, the Ansaris' dignity was also hurt when persons refused to give apartments to them. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name because of their dignity and self-respect, they refused this suggestion. So both of them were treated unequally and their dignity was violated by this inequality. Dignity signifies that everybody in the society deserves the same respect and dignity as anyone else. Nobody is unequal in the society, and everybody has the right to live with dignity.